about crypto, everyone. So again, my name is Pam Peebles. I am one of your co-hosts for Crypto and Coffee. I have my other beautiful sisters and co-hosts on here with me today, Frances Rodriguez and Marilyn Turner. And we're just going to talk a little bit. This is a very informal crypto session where we talk about what's going on with crypto, how you can make money in crypto, all of the fun stuff in a non-threatening way. So feel free to post your questions, ask anything that you want to ask, chime in on the discussion, you name it. We're here for it. So good morning, Marilyn.
Good morning, Pam. Good morning, Frances. Good morning, beautiful people. Grand Rising.
Good morning, Frances. I know we were all up late last night. I won't tell y'all what we was doing, but we was busy.
Yes. Good morning, ladies.
Yep.
I'm a little under the weather, but I'm here because I don't miss a crypto conversation for nothing. Okay. But I'm super excited.
If we had to, I'd be laying in bed talking about crypto and all this money we making.
We do, Pam.
Okay, you didn't have to tell the business. you didn't have to tell the business, but you know what's really cool about it, what I love about it, and we'll go ahead and get started on today's topic. What I love about it is that we've normalized having conversations about money. You know, people, I can tell you for years, I've been in the coaching and training industry, and for years, you know, I've worked with a whole lot of 6 and 7 figure earners, but it was literally that 6 and 7 figures. Well, 6 figures can mean 100,000. You know, 7 figures could mean $1,000,001. It doesn't, you know, people always are hesitant to share money. We don't want to talk about money. We don't want to talk about what we make. We don't want to talk about any of those figures. It's really taboo, especially among Americans. And so I love that we're able to come together and share our resources, share our information. And then I've said plenty of times before that we can all eat. We can all come to the table and eat. If we want, we can eat off the same plate and nobody's going to starve. And that's what I love about this industry. I love it about our community that we are in and that we have created. And more importantly, I love that anyone could get involved with a minimal investment. And that's what crypto is. So let's talk, guys. Let's talk, ladies, about crypto. Let's talk about what crypto is, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised that there are just such a small percentage of people who actually even know what crypto is. When I hear about it, first thing I think, when I heard about it, long story short, I thought it was a scam. I thought it was just some guy telling me invest some money. He invest $1,000. And anyone that's been on here, y'all know my sad story. I didn't listen to him or me. And he told me to put $1,000 into crypto. And I was like, I don't know what this is. And more importantly, what you trying to do with my money? And I didn't trust them. Well, long story short, if I had just put $1,000 into crypto or into Bitcoin, not crypto, but Bitcoin specifically, it was about 10 years ago. Anyway, it would be worth $400 and something million today. So if you think you having a bad day, I have to live with that every day. Thinking about how I could have been on somebody's island, or better yet, I could have been on my own island.
That part.
But I didn't understand it. And so I love coming to the table talking now, because now that I understand it and the power of crypto and what it's done for me and my life and my family and people that I love and know, it's been amazing. So I want to kind of start that conversation. Let's talk about crypto and the power of crypto. So ladies, Frances, I know this is your thing. You talk about your babies and crypto. You could talk about this. We be up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Frances will call me at 1 in the morning. I'll be like, who is this? Like, did you know? So we're just gonna pretend y'all are not here, and we're just gonna geek it out a little bit. And if y'all have any questions or it get too deep, just go, what are y'all talking about? But we're going to try and break it down. Frances.
Yes. Okay. This is one of my really favorite things to talk about. And the crazy thing is, And I said this to Pam, I think Marilyn has heard me say this too, but like 7 or 8 months ago, I couldn't even interpret a crypto conversation. And I'm guilty because I actually come from financial services. Crazy, right? Like I've spent my entire career in financial services, whether that was, I feel so horrible saying this, you guys, but it was part of my job to not convince people, but help them see why they needed our investment that was going to pay them, 2% for the whole year. Like, so this is what opened the door for crypto for me, because there is nothing in the world paying like it. And so when I got introduced to the conversation, I had an idea, but honestly, you guys, I thought cryptocurrency was like Bitcoin, Ethereum. Anybody else, like that's really what I thought it was. But that's because they branded with Bitcoin. And, as you come back to crypto and coffee, you'll hear how Bitcoin's really important because of how it's coded. But in general, cryptocurrency does not mean Bitcoin and Ethereum. Cryptocurrency essentially means cryptography. And maybe you're on here and you're like, okay, you lost me. What is that? But if you start to get really geeky and you go look up what is cryptography, it's basically, I don't even want to call it an art, but to me, it's an art because crypto is such a beautiful space to me. But it's basically the process of translating ordinary text into like very, I can't even think of the word that I'm looking for, but it converts ordinary text into an order that can't be duplicated, basically, right? So, if you've tapped into the cryptocurrency world, that wallet address that you have that has all those crazy letters and numbers that cannot be duplicated. Because if I try to type them in, I'm gonna mess it up. I'm gonna cap something that shouldn't be capped. I'm gonna put an extra number on accident, which is why you don't try to do it yourself. You do the copy way, right? But I love crypto for that reason, because it is such a robust space. Like it's not just Bitcoin and Ethereum. It is based off of technology, essentially. And so when we talk about like, really, what is it? It's a digital asset, you guys. You may hear, the words digital currency. And the thing that helped me really understand this space, because I was here for the gains. I'm just going to be honest. When I saw what certain cryptocurrencies were paying, I was like, listen, I don't know what in the world this is, but I'm going to learn it, because if I can get even 7% back on my money, yeah, this is something I should be looking at, because I understood that most, if not all, US bank accounts would never pay you 7 to 10% on your money annually. Like you got to fight for 2%. So when we talk about, right, what is crypto, and we look at something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, there's over 7,000 now, by the way, but it's a digital asset. So the way it was broken down to me that made sense was, think about it like real estate, right? As you make the property prettier and you do things to elevate its value, and the value does go up, it's the same concept with cryptocurrencies, with digital currency. So, you guys know, based off of Pam's story, like you didn't even have to know a lot to let that hurt a little bit for you too, because I would have wanted all my 400 and something million, right? But when we look at something like Bitcoin, that wasn't even a dollar 10 years ago, that I think broke 40,000 again. If you would have invested, even $100, you'd be a multi-millionaire today, because as the value of that cryptocurrency, digital currency goes up, so does whatever you invested. And that's all I needed to know, because to me, I said, okay, well, if a cryptocurrency that I'm investing in is 5 cents and it's going to 10 cents, because now I know how to read that, I know that my money's going to double. And so, Pam, Marilyn, I don't know if you wanted to add anything else to like that basic, what is crypto? And then we could dive a little bit into the technology, but I was just mind blown at the return.
I'll jump in. Yeah, crypto for me, it reminded me of penny stocks early on. If you've ever invested in any stocks, and let's say that you haven't invested in stocks, let me break it down to you like you five, because that's the way I comprehend things. I consider myself a smart woman, but I'm a smarter woman when I can understand things in a way that makes sense. So think of yourself buying a house and the house appreciates. You buy it for 100,000 and you sit on it for 5 years and now it's worth 125,000. That's what crypto does. It's a very simple asset. And early on, you know, even me, I was like, I didn't think it was so much a scam. I thought the dude was a scam, but I didn't understand what it was. But when I got involved with this academy that we're going to share with you guys later, and it was all broken down to me in a way that I could understand it. At first, I was like, oh, okay, so that's what happened. I put my money here and it's sitting in a digital asset, pretty much like the stock market, except for there is no company, no CEO that's attached to it, which means that there's no shenanigans going on. So if they decide they want to pay $1 million to the CEO, that doesn't affect my holdings. That's what crypto is. It's basically decentralized. It doesn't have anything to do with, you know, some crazy company where the CEO and all of the shareholders are making outrageous amounts of money, while the little people are holding on to stocks that are barely going up. This is going up based upon usage and different things that the cryptocurrency can do as far as technology is concerned. And pretty soon it's one of those things where the reason why I really got involved was, as much as I didn't understand about it, I understood when I moved back to the United States that crypto was the wave of the future. Once I got back into the States, and I just moved back after living abroad for three years full-time and 6 years part-time total. But once I came back to the United States, I started realizing that crypto was everywhere. You couldn't turn your head. You couldn't go anyplace. I started seeing crypto ATMs, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the news, it was flooded with it. And one thing, I've been a businesswoman, I've been self-employed for 27 years. One thing I'm smart enough to know is a trend and when things are heading in a certain direction. And the fact that I couldn't turn on my TV or get on the internet or walk past any area without seeing something about cryptocurrency let me know that, okay, I don't know a whole lot about it, but I need to get my tail in this because it's going to be big. There's going to be a lot of money that's going to be made. And years down the road, there are going to be people trying to figure out how to get in it. And I don't want to be one of them like I was from years ago. So cryptocurrency to me represents an opportunity to make gains, but it's open now to the small players, meaning the little people. It means that you don't have to have $10 million to get started in order to see returns on your investment. You can have $100, and I know people who put $2,000 into certain cryptocurrencies that are now millionaires, and we're talking about over a few years period of time. So that's what I love about this, is that it evens the playing field for everyone. So whether you've got $100 to invest, $1,000 to invest, $10,000 or $100,000, you can still see returns on your investment. So Marilyn, jump in, girl, jump in.
Hey, I think I'm gonna have to start going first because you and Francis kind of took everything that I thought I was gonna say. But I will say this, for me, cryptocurrency meant freedom. And I don't know if a lot of you've heard my story or not. Recently, I started to weigh my paycheck against my financial portfolio, and my financial portfolio was outweighing my paycheck. So I made a conscious decision to put my all into building my financial portfolio. And as of today, I'm not employed by anyone. I'm basically living off of my boo, my husband, and my financial portfolio. He was actually backing me in my journey. He was like, this just makes sense. You know, this versus this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And eventually both of us he'll be on here, you know, soon saying, hey guys, I just quit my job too, managing my portfolio. But anyway, not to say that having a job is not the way to go, because you need capital to get involved in this space. And like Francis, like Pam, I was ignorant to the fact I could have got in on Bitcoin back in the day, but I just didn't have the information presented to me in a form that I could understand. You know, it came off kind of spammy. So You telling me how much money I can make, but you're not teaching me how to do this. You're just telling me to give you money. And that's not something I was willing to do. Had I gotten the information from someone credible, someone knowledgeable about the space, I could have been a millionaire too, right along with Pam. We would have had twin islands. Hey girl, what you doing on the island? That would have been us. And like some of you, I'm still learning, but I know enough to know that cryptocurrency is the wave of the future. If you go into a convenience store, you are seeing signs. So what I do is I pay attention. You gotta follow the clues. You see in a Bitcoin ATM, why are they putting Bitcoin ATMs in stores? Why are these financial institutions making way to add cryptocurrency to their platforms? Because they're seeing what's going on and they're following suit, and no one wants to get left behind, especially when you're controlling someone else's money. And so to me, that's another play on, let's keep these people here, but let's give them what they want at the same time. So
not to mention, the banks are meanwhile telling us, not to invest. Cryptocurrency is a scam, but the United States is coming out with their own cryptocurrency. Hello. And all of these other countries, like Dubai, their cryptocurrency within 24 hours shot up over 1,000%. Hello. But meanwhile, did you know one of the biggest holders of cryptocurrency is the United States government? Hello. But
that part.
I wanted to come in and tell y'all, don't listen to me, listen to the government, because they honest with y'all. And they block every transaction you try and make through the bank because they want to protect you. Now, here's the way I see it. I had an account with one savings account with about 50 grand in it. And over on a monthly basis, this is a high yield savings account. I made less than a dollar, $1. That's 1.00. Other accounts weren't high yield, but let me just say that for a substantial savings account, you ain't making no money, less than $5 a month if you're lucky, and we're talking about $250,000 on a high yield savings account. So I say all that to say that I think it was last weekend. I can't remember because the money just flows consistently to me now. I have to remember, but I think it was last week, not this weekend, but the previous weekend. I got a tip from one of the mentors, one of the 8-figure mentors that we work with, and just little text message was like, buy some of this, buy some of that. And I was in the middle of doing life. But I said, let me stop and buy some of this and some of that, which I did. This was on a Friday. I woke up the next day and I had to look at my phone because it was like $6,000 some that I had made. So I said, okay, this can't be right. Looked again and it was $6,500. By the time the weekend was over, we were up over $11,000. Okay. This wasn't a huge investment I made, y'all, because I don't want y'all to think, oh, well, she got a lot of money, she invested a lot. No, I really didn't. It was that I got in at the right time, and the particular currencies that I purchased all went up like $1,000. So listen, there are benefits to having access to a wealth community, which you are starting to become part of by being here, but we're going to allow you to actually enter with us later on. But there are just benefits to it. And I will say that in the last 30 days, I have made someone's salary for half of a year. So the average person, I'm saying, makes $2,000 to $3,000 a month. I made that half a year's salary. And I haven't done anything crazy yet. So the more that I learn, the more I invest and the more we make. And that's what we're sharing with you guys today. And the reason I share that information is not to brag or anything. I don't mean that in any sense, but it's to share with you what can happen. I have people who have invested $200, and one of the ladies woke up and she was like, is this real life? It's $600 now. So, whether it's a $10 investment, it could turn into 15. Whether it's a $200 investment, it can turn into 600. Or whether you have $10,000 into it, it can turn into 25,000. Is this every day? No. Is it possible? Abso-freaking-lutely. So that's what this is all about. And the reason why we share numbers, and I'm not giving financial advice. I'm telling you what's happened for me and what's happened for the people that I love and care about and some of our community members, simply because I want this to be a transparent session where we're giving you real information so that you can start making decisions for yourself, because I think people don't share that information. They just say, oh, well, I made a lot of money. A lot of money to one person may not be a lot of money to me. You know,
Right.
A lot of money to me is different for somebody who might be making $7.50 an hour. So anyway, let's jump in here, ladies. Tell me a little bit about your crypto journey. What made you decide to get started in crypto, Marilyn?
Earning more money. I mean, I've been kind of sort of I wouldn't say that I'm as knowledgeable about as you are with stocks, holding, investing, and all that, but I am quickly becoming acclimated to the space. And so for me, I can't say freedom enough, because I just feel like, you know, I tell people all the time, and I know this, I need to lose weight, but it affected me more when I was working a 9-to-5 than it does now. You know, things don't bother me as much now because I have peace of mind, along with knowing that we'll be financially free. The husband, both of us, my husband and myself, the community of people that I'm involved with, the level of training, the level of knowledge, is just more and more reasons each day to stay involved in it. And for me right now, it's something that I can't let go of, because I would definitely feel like I'm missing out on something. I know I would be missing out on something if I stop my journey right now. So for me, it's something that I can't do right now because I'm addicted, not because I have to, it's because I'm addicted. I love this morning. Did y'all see the green this morning? It's not on sale anymore, but guess what? It's time for me to start making some moves. Let me move some stuff over or whatever. So for what I have in my portfolio, it's not on sale anymore. Everything is green, which is lovely, but I like to shop. We women, we like to shop. When it's red, I'm going, oh, time to buy. Let's see what we can buy. What's on sale today? But I just love this space. I love the caliber of people. I love the level of learning, because you can learn something every day. I mean, you can literally log in and somebody is giving somebody they dropping some knowledge about money, how you can make more money. So it's an ongoing influx of how you can make money type stuff, to the point where you feel like if I go to sleep, I'm going to miss something. You will, but it'll be.
Let me tell you what that reminds me most of. Back in the day, this was before we started doing a lot of traveling and moving about. We went and we bought this beautiful home out in Atlanta, and we furnished it and custom this, custom that, all from Ethan Allen. It was gorgeous.
I remember that.
You remember? I remember. Look, my husband reminded me about that couch all the time, that we had all the time to get made. And then I was like, but we gonna move now. But anyway, when we moved and decided to move to Mexico, we basically sold everything. We had 3 cars, you know, we had all this stuff. And one of the things I used to do before then is I would collect stuff, mainly like if Dillard's or Macy's had a sale. They used to have this Thanksgiving sale, I think it was at Dillard's, where they would have all their shoes marked down. So you go get $200 and $300 pairs of shoes for like $20, and you had to get there at 4 a.m. But anyway, I collected shoes, and when I got ready to move, I sold a lot of shoes. So when we like 200, 300 pairs of shoes, it's ridiculous because I only got 2 feet. But anyway, yeah, I can get lost in the story. But so now when we came back to the United States, I'm like, well, you know, we sold all our stuff in Mexico so we can come back to the United States and my husband can get treatment for his cancer. And now that I'm here, I'm like, well, you know, I still have that need. So now I collect coins. I collect cryptocurrency. And every time I go look in my wallet and people are like, oh, do you own any of this? I'm like, oh, I have 4,000. or I have 100 million of those. And I don't know about y'all, but it just makes me feel real sophisticated to have those conversations with people. So when they're saying things like, oh, well, what do you advise people to get? I can give advice, and my advice has been really good lately. So I'm like, oh, grab you some of this, honey. You want to have some of this in your portfolio, darling. And it's a sexy, it's just, Marilyn told me I can't curse no more, y'all, but it's a sexy ass conversation. It's a sexy grown.
I have to add it. I just have to add it in the description. But
I'm sorry, I couldn't say it's a sexy conversation. It's a sexy ass conversation. Okay, y'all. It's sexy to be able to talk to people about having $1 million portfolio. It's something about that that's just really, I fan myself because that's turning me on, y'all. But listen, and more than that, I love travel. My whole life is about travel now. Right now we're on lockdown because we're in Charlotte, North Carolina, while my husband is being treated for cancer, stage 4 cancer. But even now we're already planning the new places we're going and how we're going to get us another condo back in our favorite place in Mexico, which is Puerto Vallarta. And you know what? It all goes back to, because I know y'all like, what does all this have to do with anything? It has to do with freedom. It's because I can live my life free. I get up, I do whatever I want, whenever I want, with whomever I want. I ain't got to show up nowhere. If my job is getting on here, and I did comb my hair for y'all today, I will come on with a nappy ponytail in a minute. But if this is my job to get up and talk about something I love with women I love and empower and educate you guys on how to make money, y'all, this ain't no job. This is fun to me. Because listen, we have these conversations without y'all. We just don't have our hair combed. Y'all should have seen us the other night. Some of y'all was on there. We just be in there. Our hair be all tied up, be crust in our eyes. And we be talking about the same thing, $1 million portfolios. So I say all that to say, the important thing is get yourself around some wealthy friends that got plans, goals, dreams, aspirations, that are doing something, that are going somewhere, and that are comfortable having this conversation with you. Because if you're my friend or you're somebody I hang with, first thing I say to you is, girl, if you ain't got no cryptocurrency, you need to get you some. If you ain't got no wealth friends that's talking about how we can elevate and how we can go buy us an island or sleep on the island or live on the island or travel on private planes if we want to, or how we can just accumulate coins, because I ask Marilyn all the time, girl, how many of this you got? You need to get you some more. Those are the type of people that I want around me. I don't want people around me talking about blowing money. I could buy a Birkin bag, but who wants one? I want more coins. Coins, give them to me, crypto.
That's crazy. You say that, Pam, because I actually shifted my whole mindset. You guys know what Macari is, right? It's where you go and put all your nice stuff and you sell it. I used to put stuff on Macari just to sell it so I would have extra money. I'm selling stuff now. I'm even selling my husband's stuff on Macari so that I can get more money to put into my financial portfolio. It's like SHIB is on sale. SHIB, what are we going to sell today? I need to buy some more SHIB. I have a couple million shares of SHIB, by the way, guys. Millions in Dogecoin. And that stuff does make you, it changes your whole mindset. It changes your whole routine, because my routine now is not putting stuff on Macari because I don't wear it and I just want to put some extra cash, in my account so I can go and buy more stuff that I'm probably not going to wear. Now my money is actually going into working. I'm actually feeding the fire. So that was crazy that you said that, Pam. I think I may have maybe 2 pairs of slippers now, house shoes, stuff that I really need, 2 pair of slippers. And I think I may have 1 pair of heels, which I'm probably not going to wear. And they're probably going on Macari and into my portfolio.
Listen. Oh, no, go ahead, Pam.
No, I was going to say, listen, Francis, I know you just chomping at the bits to get in here.
No, listen, like, I have a similar reason why crypto, but also a really geeky side of me why crypto, because when I first saw this space, it was just the basic stuff that just made sense. Like Pam said, $50,000 in the best, probably a money market, high yield savings account. and all you can give me is not even $2 a month. That's crazy to me. So that was first things first. The first part that made sense for me was, I don't really know how long it's going to take me to learn this, but I'm going to learn it because there's nowhere that I could put my money to do what it can do here. But the other part, the geeky side of me, was cryptocurrencies providing some real world solutions. And, you know, this will come to you as you start to learn more and just start to look stuff up. Like, what is this? Or, you know, what is this cryptocurrency? Because every crypto has a different use. And so when we look at something like Bitcoin, that's allowing countries that are so hyper inflated, they could barely survive, giving them an opportunity to do life different, I'm all for it. That's something I'm going to invest in all day. And so as I started to see more of that, but don't get me wrong, the gains were it for me. Like the fact that I bought a project when one of our I don't even know how many figures of a portfolio he has now, but Cobain, when he called a project at 12 cents, that project is over $2 today. I bought it at 12 cents. So that means if I would have put $1,000, this is just an example, right? I could tell you the real numbers, but y'all, I would have to get off the Zoom and go to an island somewhere on somebody's camel, because that's how I'm really feeling about this project. But I bought it when it was 12 cents and it's over $2. So here's the example. If I put $1,000 into that project when he first called it, what does that mean? That means that my $1,000 has over 10 times itself. There's nowhere else in the world that's going to do that for me. And back to Pam's point about the government and these large financial institutions, this was the other part for me. And guys, I'm going to say this unapologetically. I don't mean any harm by any mean, but I'm a Latina, right? Both of my parents are from an island. And, you know, the career that I chose when I was working in the corporate world, and shout out to crypto, I'm unemployable now, probably for the rest of my life. And I just turned 30, you guys. So this is just to show you, like, if you're on here, it's possible for you too. I had to walk in rooms all the time where I was typically more educated, like on paper. I had a degree from Purdue School of Engineering. I gave my everything to spending time shadowing the top investment professionals and large financial institutions. Like I did all the things, but still, because I was a woman of color, sometimes I would walk into rooms and automatically there was an assumption that I lacked some kind of education or experience because I was up to bat with Caucasian males in their early 30s, early 40s. Sometimes it was the 70-year-old ones that wanted to be like my father when I walked in the room, and I'm like, no, this is not that. But it was the opportunity. People that looked like me could come into this space and create massive results. And for me, that was it. I saw people that looked like me. I saw countries who represent people like me that needed this opportunity. And so I would be crazy to not tell someone, listen, there's a project that's 5 cents right now. There's one that's less than a penny. We were just looking at one the other night as our hair was like this on Zoom together. And we were talking about a project that's literally right now at 3 cents, but we were just shown these million and billion-dollar corporations that are tapping into this same project. And that project's easily, y'all don't even believe me, but catch this name, Loop Ring, and then come back in a year and tell me what happens with that project. I guarantee you it's going to at least go to $1. So to know that because someone told us, and then not only do they tell us, you guys, like, and we'll talk about access, but for me, this was the last part about crypto. Getting tapped into the right people who, like Pam and Marilyn both said, are not afraid to have big conversations, but they're also not afraid to show me why, so that I know how to do it myself, so that I know how to go look myself, so that I know how to say, hey, ooh, okay, it's 3 cents. Do I put 500? Do I put 1,000? Or heck, do I put $50, right? Like, what if you just have $50 on the line? That's okay too. Your money matters. So it was all of it for me. Like, but honestly, I gotta be honest, it was the part that people that looked like me and women, especially, we're going to talk about statistics this week. And you will be floored when I share some of these percentages. Let me just give you one. Less than 10% of us even handle crypto portfolios. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. So, you know, and shout out to Mary. Mary's my friend who's on here and texts me like, I saw a Bitcoin ATM 15 minutes from my house. Yeah, it's getting real out here. Guys, those are called wealth indicators. Yeah, so Pam, Marilyn, that was it for me. People looked like me. They were having massive results. And now I'm like, shoot, whose camel are we going to ride?
Yeah. You know what? I just, you know, kind of reminiscing back on my life. I have 2 degrees, and, you know, I was always expected to be, you know, the one to do something. And it was stressful, you know, keeping up with the career, trying to keep up with the family, trying to keep up with the expectations people had about me. The other day, just to kind of show you guys how powerful this is, my son said, "Mom, I don't think I'm going to have my car note this month. Can you think you can help me out?" I said, I can help you out. Go to crypto.com and put some money in there. And I need you to buy this asset right here. And lo and behold, 2 weeks later, he said, I almost have my car note. If I had put more money in there, I would have had the whole car note. So now he's actually looking at getting involved and learning more. But just that one tip, he was like, how does it do it? How does it work? Because I put this much in here, and today is this much, him and his wife together. And now they're both, you know, ears open, wanting to know, okay, so how do I get involved now? So, yeah. I mean, that's powerful. And it's like you're materializing money. You're putting it in an account and it materializes and grows into whatever you want it to be. It's a card note. Pull it out, pay your card note. Let's do this again. But this time, pay attention to what we're doing. You know, actually get involved. You can pay for your house next if you want. All that stuff you want to do, you can do it too, because I'm going to do it. So you have the information. It's there. And it's so powerful. And it's something I find myself talking to people on a daily basis about. You know, my husband, he's kind of tone deaf to it. He's basically checking his closet to make sure, you know, I'm not selling his stuff, because he has some nice stuff, you know. Tom Ford, I'm like, Tom, really? You hardly wear them. And you talking about almost $1,000 pair of shoes. We imagine how much money we could put in our financial portfolio if we took that same $1,000 and invested it. We could grow it 10 times, but those are going to still be the same $1,000 Tom Fords in that closet, not doing nothing but taking up space.
Yes. And I was going to say, Marilyn, while you're at it, like, you know, kind of start touching on access. Like what made you want the access to this premium community? Like, you kind of had already dabbled a little bit into crypto, but why the premium access, girl?
Just opening the door and having a look inside, looking under the hood, as you would call it. When I got to look under the hood, you know, I started opening up a little higher. I started to look around more, you know, I started to shop and see what's really going on, because there is so much you can learn in here. The thing is just to basically control yourself, you know, on how much you want to learn today, because you can easily get burned out because there's so much knowledge in here. Pam is telling me all the time, okay, sis, I'm going to need you to take a break. Calm down. You're going to burn yourself out. And we constantly texting each other. It's like, girl, Curtis is in here dropping some knowledge. We're in here working on projects. We're in these trainings. We're looking at our portfolios all at the same time. So just the never-ending supply of knowledge is what kept me in this space. So there are layers that I'm continuously, you know, it's like making a cake. I'm continuously putting layers on my cake, because if I can learn this, you know, there's something that connects this, and there's, you know, you get into knowing the tricks. When you know the game, then you start learning the cheat codes. So that type of stuff. And back to what I was saying earlier about it being addictive, that's what makes it so addictive, because it's always moving and something is always being added to the market, and you want to not be missing out on this information. At least I don't like to miss out on stuff, and I like to learn it. Just like when I hate getting new phones, because I have to learn everything that phone does if I'm going to have it. And that's the same mindset I have in this space. I want to know everything that it can do for me. And so I don't know, guys, if we didn't have this suit of learning, y'all would have to come check on me for real. There's one way y'all would have to come and check on me. I would not be okay.
Listen, that's good. That's good. Pam, what about you? Because I know, man, Pam has such a powerful story. And I'm grateful that you guys get to even be on this platform, like on our little talk show, having fun and really geeking out, because the world is going to hear this woman's story. But Pam, like, what was it about the premium access for you that you're like, look, I got to do this. I got to do this.
Well, I'll tell you, when we moved outside of the States, I was in retirement mode. I had done really well in the past. We had saved all our money. We had invested properly. And I was in retirement mode, living on the beach, just, enjoying life. I had no clue what was going on here in the United States. I was really insulated from all that, just living my life in joy. So when I came back to the United States and realized, okay, well, now I'm back here, it's expensive in the States, I was used to 10-cent tacos, and then I come back here and these mugs want $3. And I'm like, okay, well, we can't live that life, that complete life of freedom like we were, housekeepers, all the things that came from being able to have access. And so let me get back to doing something. And then to be quite honest with you, I was as I mentioned, my husband was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. We came back here to fight his cancer and be closer to family. And truthfully, I spent my whole day trying to figure out how to cure cancer. And I knew I needed to put that time and energy into something else. And I like a challenge. Once I started learning a little bit about crypto, I became addicted. I was like, I gotta learn more. And as I started looking for a platform to learn on and people to learn from, I realized that it was pretty much taking me back to 10 years ago. They made it so complex and so complicated. And a friend of mine and I were talking about, we got to find out more about this crypto. She was dabbling in it. And I said, well, let's look into it. And she came across this community, this academy, and we started discussing it. And I got in on one training session with this beautiful woman named Wanda. And I had no clue what the company was, what it did, but she spoke my language. She was speaking directly to me. Because here's the thing, you can have wealth conversations and everybody's not ready for a wealth conversation. But when I explained kind of what was going on with our life and where we were at, she started speaking to me in a language that I could understand. Because see, I've made a lot of money before. I needed to be around people who were like, I can have this conversation with you, whether you at $2,000 a month or $20,000 a month. And I realized that, these are people that I want to be with, because if I play a game, I want to play a big game. I don't want to play it small. Once I figure out how to play it, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is how we're going to do it. So if everybody else is making, 7 figures, I'm not one that goes, oh, I'd be happy making $2-3 grand a month. No, I want to make 7 figures too a month. And it doesn't matter that I'm not going to use the money, because I've kind of gotten out of that stage in my life where I need to buy more stuff. But I like to have it in my account. I mean, let's just be honest. There is something really nice about looking in your portfolio and seeing that you got a whole bunch of money there. It is a comfort level that I can't even explain. If you're not there yet, I'm going to welcome you to the club once you get there. But there's a lot of comfort waking up and knowing that if I don't want to do nothing but sit on my butt, if I just want to sit on my butt all day, I can, because I have invested wisely. And I knew that this community had access to a whole lot of people that was a whole lot smarter than me. And I knew if I could make a few small moves with the money and the information and knowledge that I had, that if I connected with these people that was over here making some big moves and big money transactions, and more importantly, having those talks that I love, where they're talking casually about making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month. I said, oh, these are my people. These
facts.
These
Exactly.
where y'all been? Where y'all been all my life? Because they were unapologetic about having these conversations. And more importantly, I love that they pulled people into the mix that was still working jobs, making $10 an hour. And they were like, listen, we're going to elevate you to this level. We're going to pull you to our level so we can all be on the same level. It wasn't like a look at me type of thing. I'm going to make my million and then you could sit there and you can praise and worship me because I make more than you. It wasn't. It was that, listen, let's all eat from this pie. This is a big ass pie. We can all eat from it. Sorry, Marilyn. It's a big ass pie. We can all eat from this pie. It makes no sense for one or two people to have a bite, you know, and then the rest of us are eating the other half of the pie. Let's all get in here and have some of this pie. It's a ton of pie. And that spoke to me because I knew that I've already been in those circles. I have friends, tons of friends who are making major power moves. They live abroad, they travel abroad, they own homes in different countries. I already have access to that, but I wanted to be able to introduce this to people who didn't have that access, who didn't have friends who were traveling and who had more stamps on their passport than most people can imagine. So I wanted to introduce that to other people, and I needed a platform to do that because I knew that I had a voice and I knew that I could share my voice, and that's why I came, because the education has been bar none. I'm on that training every day, and every time I learn something new, I'm like, you know, I use that emoji so much now, mind blown. So anyway, what was I saying? That's why I did it. So let's talk a little bit about the Academy, Francis. Tell people how they can get this access, because we ran over a little bit in time. I wanted to wrap this up quickly, but as you know, I ran my mouth. So Francis, how can people get access? Tell them, please.
Yes. So this is actually one of the reasons why I decided to just be like, you know what? There is no reason I'm not gonna get access to this world. Like, first things first, in the Academy, it was basically broken down in 3 parts, and it still is. We just take it up a notch every single month, y'all. It's crazy, but it's really structured in 3 parts, right? We gotta break it down to you as if you knew nothing, and that was big for me because I thought I knew money, but I knew money the U.S. banking system way that wasn't even paying $1 for 50 grand. You know, that's not working out. So they had to walk me through the skill as if I knew nothing, right? Like, what is digital currency, in fact, right? What does this look like in the market? And what does it mean for me? And the part that Pam said, man, that's so powerful, that anyone can get involved in this space was the biggest thing about me saying yes to the Academy. Like, okay, so we gotta walk you through. We gotta teach you the actual terminology, the skill, so that you can walk into rooms and on Zooms and understand some of the basic terms, right? But then it was this live mentorship piece, guys. Like, I've never seen anything, and honestly, I don't even have the luxury to tap into all the educators that we have, but we have over 200 on a live streaming platform. So just like we're on Zoom like this, you get access to the best cryptocurrency minds in the game. I mean, they are documented best in the world for what they trade and what they specialize in. So when I saw the fact that, man, I could literally tap in live with them and really get a conversation as if I'm sitting across the table to a 9-figure earner, this is crazy. That was it for me, because I'm that person. Yeah, you can tell me about something all day, but if you can show me and then show me, hey, this is how you know this coin is doing great and why you should buy it, that's not you being my financial advisor. That's literally you giving me game. Like, it's at my luxury if I decide to go buy it, but why wouldn't I if you just showed me what this coin is doing? Not what social media says it's doing, not what your cousin down the street who got $20 on Cash App is doing. No shade, but there's a difference when you have a real professional breaking this space down, and they look like us. They look like us. So then the last part is the tools that you get access to. You guys, we get access to an app, and I'm not playing. You can go to your app store right now and look it up. It's called Swipe Point. You can download it, but you need access to log in, because on that app, not only are we showing you what you can be doing in the market right now, but we're giving you a whole list of cryptocurrencies that are must-haves in your portfolio. I don't know about y'all, but did y'all see that new list that came out this weekend? I was scanning through that sucker like, all right, I got some of that, but I think I'm gonna have to get more because he done changed the category on me. Okay, that thing says main portfolio coins now. So if it's main, I know I got to go to my portfolio and buy some more to make it a main. You know what I mean? So just having that access, because here's the thing. People can tell you to buy crypto all day. Yeah, go buy some Bitcoin. Yeah, go buy some Ethereum. But why don't they tell you, hey, actually wait a couple days because we know price is dropping. So go ahead and buy some on Friday instead of today, because we're not in the game of handling your investment. I want you to handle your investment. That's the biggest part of why I said yes. I wanted ownership of my wealth. If y'all understand anything about banking, there ain't no ownership there. They have access and full control of all of your money every single moment of the day. So when we look at crypto in general, but then this academy, we're going to teach you ownership. You should know how to log into your portfolio and move some things around. You should know how to go in there and cash something out if you got a family emergency and you're really not supposed to touch that money. But if you got to, you got to do what you got to do. It's there. You should know how to do that. No one person should have to say, oh, yeah, let me consult with my advisor and see if I can pull this money out. Okay, so there's a funeral and you got to wait for approval. I'm a little confused. That's what I love about crypto, but more importantly, this academy, because I don't care what anybody says, this space, although it's not new, we're still in the first inning. So if you're on here, don't you dare feel like you missed out. No, you're here at the right place at the right time. And so when we talk about access, the biggest thing for me was like, look, I know that I need that. What does it cost? Let's be honest. At a high level, you guys, we teach other things in the markets. One time, $325. But let's say you're just here for crypto, because this conversation is a must for everyone. We're talking about $199 one time that covers you for an entire month of every single thing I just told you about. And then $175 moving forward. But don't you dare be selfish, because if you can bring 2 of your friends along with you, now you have access to everything for free. That's unheard of. But, when you got a CEO that's a certified billionaire on paper, he can give things away for free. But it's really about educating the masses, you guys. We want you to leave these conversations empowered. Like, man, if they can do it, so can I. Because the truth is, you really can. 10 months ago, I was working a full-time job. Sometimes I was 40 hours, sometimes it was 68. And I had a new baby at home. You heard Pam, like she just came from living off the beach and she's about to go back. Marilyn just left her job, and you guys will start hearing more testimonials of people in our community. But it comes down to this. If you want different, you got to do different. And we're talking about less than $200 a month. And that gives you continued access to premium. And when I say premium, it's because we are the best platform in the world that can teach the skill of crypto the way we can, because it's broken down in a way that if you knew nothing, you're good. We're going to make sure you know everything. And if you do know something, you're good. We're going to teach you how to just elevate what you know and really get into the markets and floor yourself. Like sometimes I get in here and I'm like, oh, like Pam says, oh girl, I didn't know you were capable of that. But not because I'm brilliant, but because someone gave me access and they gave me tools and they gave me live mentorship. That's it. It wasn't because I was anybody like extraordinary with all this crypto knowledge. I actually couldn't even interpret Bitcoin. I thought it was foo-foo money because that's what the banks taught me, that it was foo-foo money. So Pam, I'll hand it back over to you. But guys, we're talking about less than $200 a month. And if you want to start having different conversations that are 6 and 7 figure conversations, I mean, what's a $200 investment? Because investments yield you a return.
Yeah, and truthfully, it's a very small investment to get access. I used to do high ticket coaching. I've done high ticket coaching for years. I stopped coaching a few years ago, but I did high ticket coaching programs where I would charge $25,000 and up for coaching. And I would tell people it wasn't that they were paying for the particular program that I had. They were paying for access to me and to the community that I was involved with, and access to information. So to come into this community and get access for $200, it was a no-brainer for me. To be quite honest with you, I signed up without knowing anything about the company because I saw the tier of I saw the level and the tiers that were available to me. I knew immediately. I'll be honest with you because we all friends here, right? Okay, so I made a lot of money doing a whole lot of things. I've done network marketing, I've done coaching, I've done a whole lot of ish. I didn't say the word, Marilyn. But I told my husband, I said, oh, we about to get paid up in here. I started doing the money dance. I was like, oh, we about to be rich. We started planning where we were buying properties at because I knew that I hadn't had access to this information before. And I have had access to a whole lot of information that's made me a whole lot of money. But I would say that in the past, it scored a 2 or 3. This scores like a 15. There is no doubt in my mind that we're going to make a lot of money. And when it all comes down to it, folks, this is about money. You either here because you want to learn how to make more, you want to learn how to expand your community, you want to be around other people that are having these casual conversations about making millions of dollars, because I'm telling you, I have them all the time with my friends. So this just provides you with access to that community. And I would love to have you as part of our community. All the ladies here, we're sharing this information because we want it to feel, we want you to wake up and just be in pure joy like we are, and not having to worry about a single damn thing when it comes to paying your bills or anything else. I can't even begin to tell you, my bills are so small now. It's kind of like a joke. I don't even share it with people. And to be able to live debt free. So get back in touch with the person who brought you to this dance today. Let them know you want to dance more, you want more information, you want to get involved with this community. It's a $200 investment, which is very, very small in consideration of what you have access to. And we would love to have you as part of our team and part of our wealth community. Thank you guys so much. Thank you from the ladies, our panel. Francis, Marilyn, thank you guys for being here. We're going to wrap it up because we've been on here forever, guys. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you again tomorrow at 10 a.m. where we're going to talk a little bit about, is this real money?
Bring your friends.
Bring your friends. Come with your friends. Bring your people with you. Thanks, guys. Let's do the money dance, y'all.